Okay, so Mel was one of my favorite characters in Arcane. I really wanted to see more with her. It was left in a bit of a cliffhanger. Clearly, we were gonna see her in the next show, probably the Noxus one. Well, clearly the Noxus one. It was a surprise seeing the 2025 cinematic Welcome to Noxus, where it was pretty much just like it just showed more of what she was up to, and it was more of a Arcane like expansion, not a League of Legends the game expansion, which was interesting. Um, but apparently they released a new comic thing in League of Legends, and Necrit is here to explain it for me because I need another grown man to explain lore to me. Yeah, but and also his videos are just great. It's like if you need League of Legends lore content, if you want to learn where it is, it's this guy, and whoever first told me to watch the video, thank you, thank you. Let's just get straight into it.
I'll be honest, I was expecting more comics and stuff like that during this season, but I did not expect we would get more lore before the second act even comes out. But oh well, here we are with us getting
We
a
love
new
lore.
comic as well as Mel's entire bio. Now, originally I wanted to cover the comic first. However, I realized that if you want to go in chronological order, you might want to start with Mel's bio first because it gives us a lot of context.
The wolf, the fox, both necessary, both unrelenting. By the way, is this the whole thing about the? So, again, like my look, like I've been retaining certain information here and there, but was it like they're like god of death or something, or some form of something like that in the League lore world, in Runeterra, some it's the wolf and the fox, I think. This might be completely mistaken, and the Noxians don't believe in the fox, they only care about the wolf. This might be completely incorrect. Someone's gonna I might have just blundered that elite top level chess blunder, bro, but I think it was something like that, but I might be mistaken.
More than that, Mel's bio is really cool because it did something special. It directly continues the story we saw in Arcane.
Wait, do you see that? It says presumed heir. Mel Medarda is the presumed presumed heir of the Medarda family. What does that mean? What do you mean presumed? Like as if there could be someone else that could be the heir? Is that like, and they're still talking about the brother, like that he may or may not be alive? 'Cause to be fair, we haven't seen his death, did we? We only heard from that vampire people, the girl and guy, saying that he was dead or whatever. But like he might actually not be dead. Anyways, we'll see.
Because it did something special. It directly continues the story we saw in Arcane. So a lot of non-League
Damn,
players
that's
will
my
be interested
babes.
in this one as well.
She's so lame.
Speaking of which, in League of Legends, when you go into the client, you'll learn that Mel is now finally in the game, and you get a mission where you can get Mel as a champion for free just by doing a bunch of stuff. It's nothing too complex, you just passively get her. But you know what's the really dumb
Oh, that's
part that's
cool.
connected to all of this? You know how Riot restructured the entire hub so that everything would feel more unified? To which I would say yes, everything looks more Noxian now. So, if I want to learn about Noxus and Mel's story, apparently I can't do that. Yes, Mel's bio is just not in the client. Like, really, since you are restructuring the way the client works and how it delivers content, this is a massive flaw.
I wanna add on to that, and I just wanna say this: the League client is the worst thing I have experienced, and I have experienced some terrible clients. You know what? I hate most games with everyone has a client. I despise that. Why can't everything just be on Steam? Like what? I just like when games are on Steam. Like I hate when they're on anything else. Like Epic Games, right? I mean not right, Epic, but I just want to say specifically, Leagues is it was terrible. Like I'm not hating. I'm just saying it how it is. The fact that when I go into a game, it opens up a new application or whatever, and then I have to, after I finish the game, bro, I'm still checking out stats and shit. I'm trying to look, and then it exits me out without my consent out of the application back into the regular client. It is terrible streaming that. So If you did not, I've been playing recently on stream. Like, check that out if you want. Like, I've been playing that and Marvel Rivals if you're interested. But it has been, oh, it's just a horrid experience. Like, why it, like that first day, I couldn't, like, it pretty much, I couldn't get it to work for a while until like it took me a few hours and I fixed it and now it's all right. But I still think it's like it's just a bad client. I'm sorry to say, like, that's sorry to say. I hope no one gets like, I hope I don't get attacked in the comments, but I assume everyone must agree with me. Like, it can't be like that bad of a big of a claim. Like, it is like, I hope, like, and I get it. It is an old game, like very old, like for a game. I hope there's like an update one day, like they do a new client or something like that. That'd be actually pretty cool. But yeah.
I mean, see all of those tabs on the side, which also includes the new comics? Give me one reason why Mel's story can't be there, especially since it is so heavily connected to what's happening in Noxus. There is no reason to make people go to the Universe website. Worse than that, especially if they are just an Arcane fan, they will have no idea that website even exists. It feels like we are back where we've been 2 years ago. So Riot, in the future, please fix this and just slap the new champion lore into the client. It doesn't even have to be permanent, just put it in one of the tabs, because it's new and people might be interested in it. Anyway, that was my rant about how Riot can actually deliver the lore in a better way. Regardless,
that's my man.
We finally got
that's my babe.
Mel's bio, which for those of you who don't know,
That
is
was
just
a
the
mistake.
base story of the champion. But you may notice that it is slightly different from what we're used to getting, because her bio reads more like a traditional short story. The difference here is that a bio is more like a list of information that is just written
what is
down
there?
about a character. You
That
know,
is too
like
much,
a
bro.
biography.
What
But a
kind
short
of?
story is a story that has
I like reading. I like my books, but like, bro, imagine having to read out an all 160 characters. Like, they should do like better way. There should be a better way. Like, imagine like someone trying to get into League. That's terrible.
happened from the perspective of that champion. Or at least in most cases, these stories are written from the first-person perspective. And here, this is what we got in Mel's bio.
Like, this is
Specifically, this story is what plays in her head during the last scene of Arcane. This is the scene where Mel was holding Ambassa's mask as the ships were sailing towards Noxus. So what we are about to read happened
my queen.
after Arcane, but right before the new cinematic. So, let's get on it. Mother, a soldier gave me the gift of your mask today. Mindlessly, I traced the tracks, taking in every dent, every scar from the countless battles where you emerged victorious, and the one battle you did not. Only now, as our ship crosses the waters to Noxus, has reality began to set in. You are gone, again. But this
again, damn. Mom, bro. Mom. Like, how are you gonna leave? Obviously, she's the leader of the clan. Like, she's a thingy, but damn. To be fair, we all knew she was an L mother. Like, since about we knew it about the whole the whole season. Like, she has been terrible.
This time, I can no longer hope for your return. I know you wouldn't want me to dwell on this. You'd tell me to be proud. I finally became the wolf you so desperately desired. Still, I wonder, did I become what you hoped for, or just what you needed me to be?
There's a difference.
So much has changed, and yet part of me is as lost as I was over 10 years ago. When I think back on it, the air of Cousin Jago's greeting when I first arrived in Piltover, it reeked of pity. You'd made it clear that I was being delivered, handed off, and that you wouldn't be coming back for me. Even so, for years, I would fall asleep longing for you as any daughter longs for her mother, despite everything you'd done. Every morning, I awoke to the emptiness you left behind. I have spent my life trying to fill that emptiness.
Worthy of my own mother's love. That is depressing. That is very, very sad. Like, there is no way to raise like a child, sending them away when they don't succeed. It is terrible. We shouldn't do that. Obviously, this is a story, fiction in a world, in a fictitious world, fictitious. But yeah, stories do teach us a lot, and we should not follow in characters like Mbessa's footsteps, even though she was cool. I like. I really liked Mbessa as a character. She was cold. I ain't gonna lie. Like, oh, she had aura. She had aura.
To prove myself worthy of my own mother's love.
Actually, I preferred. I won't lie. I did prefer Mbessa to Mel. That might just be me, but I did for the longest time. But Mel is a princess, Wheeler.
Here we can
beautiful,
already point
beautiful.
out a few cool pieces of information. First of all, it was revealed that Mel was in Piltover for 10 years. But also, we learned that Jago Medarda is alive. I think. For those of you who don't know, according to the old lore, Jago Medarda was the head of Clan Medarda. Then of course Arcane happened, and now Mel was the head of the clan, so we had no idea what happened to Jago. For all we knew, it was just one big retcon. But now we learned that's not the case, and this is not a retcon. Which means that two possible scenarios happened. Either Jago was the head of Medarda before Mel arrived in Piltover, after which she then took over, or Jago is still alive now, and after Mel leaves Piltover and she goes back to Noxus, then Jago takes over. Or it is also possible that both of these are true, where Jago was the head of Medarda before and after Arcane. Regardless, Jago Medarda stayed canon. And that's pretty much it. It's not like that character actually had some deep lore. So, let's continue. I have lived the only way I know how, as the fox, swift and cunning. I earned the council's trust, and nearly had Piltover in the palm of my hand. If only you had trusted me.
If it wasn't for you meddling kids,
I wouldn't be left with this mess. I wouldn't have to... No. It's not that simple. I know now you are trying to protect me in your own way. I never could have imagined such magic lay dormant within me, but there are many things about my past I hadn't considered before your passing. Truthfully, it is overwhelming. And all the more reason I wish I could have fought at your side. I cannot begin to imagine what you must have felt, being hunted by the Black Rose for all those years. But I do know that if you were ever afraid, it wasn't for yourself, it was for Kino and for me. And in the end, I was your undoing. Perhaps you knew all along that I was the one to fear. I'm sorry, Mother, but I don't regret protecting my city. With strength comes sacrifice. Isn't that what you always said? Your creed, your excuse for everything. Did you ever care what it did to me? To us? Was it worth it? I'm the one left bearing the cost of it all. Here we can quickly point out that the fourth principle that Mbessa brought up during Arcane is still part of Mel's theme. You can see it here in the bio, and it also comes back in the comic. So sacrifice, as the fourth and a new principle of Noxus, will be something that will be pushed forward through Mel's story. You kept so much hidden from me. The truth about my father, Kino's murder, and perhaps most pressing of all...
Father? Is that... wait... Damn, am I forgetting something? And she has these powers. I assume that the powers came from her father, but who is that father? Like, am I missing? Like, do we know who's... or... like, has it told us who her father is?
All. This vendetta the Black Rose had against you, that now entangles me. I imagine these merely scratch the surface of your lies, and those of this deceiver. I plan to uncover everything you have kept from me. It pains me that those
deceiver.
words will
I remember
never
that.
reach you, but I hope you're watching from Volrak Nun. I will cast this letter overboard, so it may be drowned into the depths and become one with the waters of Rockruin's shores, where you once defeated death itself. Now this is incredibly cool, because there is some deep context behind all of this.
Death itself. Is that where, like, she nearly died but she didn't die? I assume.
First of all, Volrak Nun is the pocket death realm of the wolf. If you go back to Mbessa's cinematic, that's the realm where we saw Ingrid.
She looks cool.
That realm is called Volrak Nun. With Mordekaiser also having his own death realm called Mitnarak Nun. See, I
love this guy. Is so cool, Mordekaiser. I want to see more of him, really. If in this Noxus show or whatever, I just want to see more of him, bro. His name is Mordekaiser. A comment said recently something about Morder, like it's like murder, and Kaiser translates to emperor, so it's like emperor death or emperor murder. Well, emperor murderer or emperor murder. That is really cool.
It's called Volraknun. With Mordekaiser also having his own death realm called Mitnaraknun. See, I found a way to talk about Mordekaiser again. Anyway, anytime
I
anything is
respect that.
Raknun, it seems like it is some kind of a death realm. And yes, that's also what the entire skin line was based on. Those were all made-up
Oh, that's a
soldiers who
cool skin.
defeated the wolf in the Volraknun, and so they proved to be worthy of living. Now besides that, here it is also confirmed that Mel is writing a letter to Ambassa, and she wants to throw it into the seas at Rockrund. Of course, from Ambassa's bio, we know that Rockrund is the home of the Medarda clan, which means that's where the ships are sailing at the end of Arcane. Not only that, but this also confirmed that this is where Ambassa's cinematic happened. And since this is also where the new cinematic began, it's just making a really cool circle. I'm soon to
That's
arrive
pretty
as an
cool.
outsider in the land where I was born. Our own guards do not truly see me as Medarda, even if the distrust within their hearts dare not to escape their lips. A nation that prizes strength, yet thrives for bloodshed, is not one I can proudly call my own. And I will not stand idly as the chaos continues. You taught me how to survive, Mother. I taught myself how to live. And while you pushed me to embrace the wolf, I will never abandon the ways of the fox.
I think this is really cool. And I think this is the mistake that Mbessa has made. What she done was she moved, like if you want your child to have similar sort of, you kind of like, I'm not saying like brainwash or whatever, but you moving your child away from you to a completely different place with completely different way of living, and then leaving them there for however long, 10 years in this case, they're gonna come up with their own ideas. They're gonna be, it's like nature versus nurture. Obviously, it's kind of both. Like who you are is, there's a bit of like what you're born with, but then where your surroundings or whatever play a key part on who you are. And look what's happened. Obviously, if Mbessa really wanted Mel to do sort of things that she wanted her to be the wolf, she needed her to, she should raise her to be that wolf, not give her away and let some and hope she becomes a wolf, and trust that she will just become the wolf just by being her blood. That's not the way it works. But it's a good thing because now we got Mel, who's clearly of a more noble and, well, say, more virtuous than her mother, maybe.
It may not be the way you intended, but I'm coming home, Mother, and I will make a difference here until my heart no longer beats. Your daughter, Mel.
Mel Medarda.
And that is Mel's bio. So, what did we learn from this? Well, not that much, I'll be honest, but we did learn that Mel's ultimate goal and the purpose of her story is that she wants to learn everything that Ambassa kept away from her, which means she wants to learn what
That's
the
my
heck did
queen.
Ambassa do to give her the magical powers. And that, for the most part, is kinda it. Now, of course, there is also the second half of her story where she is still pushing forward the new idea of a new principle being sacrifice, which kinda hints at the fact that Mel may be really interested in the leadership of Noxus. And so it is possible that eventually she does become a leader of Noxus as the fourth principle. And if that's the case, then Noxus will have 4 leaders. Which means 2 versus 2 votes can happen and the entire idea of democracy goes out the window. Good luck,
Yeah.
Swain. But that's kinda where we are right now. With Mel launching
It's fine because we're gonna have a 5th leader, Mordekaiser. Or better yet, he'll just become the de facto leader, and then we'll have Mordekaiser as a leader of the Noxians, and then they can just be his general, and then cool shit can happen, and I can watch Mordekaiser do some really cool shit, maybe some really effed up stuff as well, but it'll at least look cool. I take that back.
on live servers. I'm sure sooner or later there will be something that will break and
We
she will
love
be memed eventually.
Mordekaiser.
But so far, her reception is still very good. Besides that, there are still no news on Hextech chests. And so in the end, I am just happy the lore is progressing forward.
I just want to complain about the hex tech. Well, I'm not going to complain like that, but as a new player, a very, very new player, I just want to complain because what the hell do you mean that there was something that everyone else had 13 or 14 or 15 years or whatever, I don't know, however long, everyone else got that. What do you mean I don't got that? Well, as I literally started season 15 and they removed something like that. What, like right now, I've been unlocking champions out. Like, I haven't really unlocked that many champions because I've just been unlocking the champions. Like, they give you loads, like some champions for free. Like, I'm about to get my boy, well, a choice between Echo and two other people, but I don't care about the other people. I just want Echo. But I've been getting like champions here and there, and I've got quite a few of them crystal things that can unlock you champions, and apparently we can get this MEL for free as well. But I assume after soon I will start running into the issue. But right now I'm actually all right. But it annoys me knowing that people had something that I don't, and that they always had it, and it's always been a thing. The moment I touch, the moment I game, it's gone. Nah, that's not right.
We have not seen that in like 3 years.
Wait, what did you say?
And I am just happy the lore is progressing forward. We have not seen that in like 3 years.
What since ARCANE 2021? Yeah, yo, this I really like this guy. You know, like I mean, like as in like as a content creator, he is great. This is a A+ tier story. It's an A+ tier content creator, bro. He's great. I really like his videos. He explains them very well. Clearly you can tell he's passionate about what he does. I hope to be that passionate about something one day. So I guess that's something we all want in life. But we don't need to get we don't need to get philosophical. Yeah, that's the word. Anyways, I hope you lot enjoyed. I hope you lot like this video. I hope you may subscribe. I don't know. But I've been playing a lot of League and a lot of Marvel Rivals. I'm currently like Gold 3 or something, Gold 2 in Marvel Rivals. I'm gonna get to Plat and maybe beyond that. I'm not sure. We'll see. And then League especially, I am currently consuming a lot of League content, not just the lore, I mean like gameplay. I go to sleep watching podcasts on League, trying to learn the game. League is a very hard game to get into. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I think they need to figure out a way. They probably know it. They're not. They seem intelligent. Obviously they're intelligent people. They made League of Legends. Look at the lore. And look at the gameplay. It's quite, you know, it's a lot to it. They're intelligent people. They know that this is an issue. I really want to get into League of Legends for no particular reason, but I just want to get into it. But it's hard, and so imagine the people that are like if you don't have the want, like to really get into it, then like what's gonna make you want to play it? It's not very, but they'll probably figure it out one day. Again, thank you for watching. See you later.